Hi, this is Matt from GravityWiz. Today we're going to be looking at how to create a body mass index calculator using gravity forms and GP advanced calculations. The formula for calculating BMI is pretty straightforward. However, it does differ slightly depending on if the weight and height is entered in pounds and inches or kilograms and meters. Wouldn't it be great to give our users the choice of entering their measurements in their preferred units? I know exactly how high I am in inches, but wouldn't be able to tell you that in meters off the top of my head. That's where GP Advanced Calculations comes in. It allows us to use conditional statements in calculations, meaning we can perform a different calculation depending on what the user has selected. Let's dive in. The first thing we're going to do is ensure that GP Advanced Calculations is installed and activated in Spellbook. Now that's done, let's head over to the form and start adding some fields. The first thing I'm going to do is add a drop-down field asking users to select what units they're using for their measurements. In the choices, I'm going to enter pounds and inches and kilograms and meters. One thing we need to be aware of here is special characters in our choices. They're perfectly fine in choice labels, but can cause issues when used as the choice value. In this case, we're using an ampersand in our choice, so we'll also need to enable show values and enter a unique value that doesn't contain any special characters. I'm going to go with pounds inches and kilograms meters. Now we have that all set up, let's add two number fields to the form. One is going to be used to enter the weight, and the other is going to be used to enter the height. Finally, let's add another number field to the form. This is going to be used to calculate the BMI. Before we dive into the calculations, we just need to take a note of the field IDs of our other fields. Our drop-down field is ID 1, our weight field is ID 3, and our height field is ID 4. Now we know the field IDs, we can go back to our number field. I'm going to call this BMI calculator and enable calculations. This is where we're going to use GP Advanced Calculations conditional statements. These will allow us to perform a different calculation depending on the measurement units the user has selected. There is a very specific format that conditional statements need to be in. Fortunately, we have a handy cheat sheet. If we scroll down to the conditional statements section, we can see the format the conditional statement needs to be in. In our formula setting, we're going to enter if and then open our brackets. We're then going to enter F1, which refers to field 1, our drop-down field. This is followed by double equals, and then we open our quotes. We're going to enter pounds inches, which refers to our pounds and inches choice within our drop-down field. This is case sensitive, and we need to make sure it exactly matches the value of the choice. Finally, we're going to finish this line with a colon. We then drop down to the next line and enter the BMI formula for pounds and inches, which is 703 multiplied by field 3, our weight field, divided by field 4, our height field, squared. It's not required, but I like to indent my formulas within conditional statements for readability, so I'll go ahead and add 4 spaces in front of that. We next need to add our else statement. This is what will be processed if the user doesn't select pounds and inches. As we only have 2 choices in our drop-down field, this will be the formula for the metric units. On the next line, we're going to write the word else, followed by a colon. On the line below, we can now enter our BMI formula for metric. Again, I'm going to indent this by 4 spaces for readability. The formula for metric is the same as the pounds and inches formula, just without the 703. So I'll copy this part of the formula and paste it in. Finally, we add another line and close our conditional statements with the word endif, followed by a semicolon. So the whole formula says, if the drop-down field equals pounds inches, do this calculation. Otherwise, do this calculation. The last thing I'm going to do is set the rounding on the field to 1 decimal place. Let's save the form and see how it works. I'll first enter my details in pounds and inches. I'm a pretty small guy, coming in at 140 pounds and 67 inches. This gives me a BMI of 21.9. Now I'm going to change this to kilograms and meters and clear the values. So 140 pounds is approximately 63.5 kilos, and 67 inches is around 1.7 meters. You'll see this gives me a BMI of 22. The slight discrepancy between the two BMIs is caused by the rounding I did when converting my measurements from pounds and inches to kilos and meters. I hope this video has been useful in learning how to create a body mass index calculator using gravity forms and GP advanced calculations. The form I built in this video is linked in the description below, which you can download and import into your site. If you have any questions or run into any issues, please reach out to support, where one of our support wizards will be more than happy to help.